This is the book of 2nd Esdras 6 and verse 28. Let's go to 6 and verse 27. Okay. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth that has been so long without fruit shall be declared. I want to say, first and foremost, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, of whom I learn from each and every day. Healthy shalom to the brothers out there doing the work in truth and sincerity. What did I just say? All praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Not of the U.S. military. Not a Edomite king. No. Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, the chief cornerstone, the rock of our salvation, the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and speckled bird. Don't get it twisted. So, in the wake of all the No Kings riots, the ICE raids, and everything that's going on, all the distractions. And you got Nero up here with a damn what you call a military parade, looking like North Korea. Okay, big waste of tax dollars, huge waste of tax dollars, huge waste of tax dollars, and these people are prideful. Let me tell you what, they're prideful. I'm gonna show just a little bit of this because. In the beginning of this, again, I was watching just a bit of it. It's the full entire DC military parade. It's a birthday party is what it is. Okay. All right. Army's 250th anniversary, whatever, blah, blah, blah. All right. And you got to remember, man, the United States has been at war for every year. I think it was, what was it, 14 years? I think it was 14 years. America was so-called peacetime, and and at the same time during those 14 years, they were doing nothing but making moves to get in more war. Okay, so check this out right quick, and then we'll get to this Buffalo Soldier because Buffalo Soldiers were mentioned. Okay.
A nation divided. Over 4 brutal years, nearly 2 million soldiers fought to preserve the Union. Among them, 5 future presidents, and the first recipients of a brand new military decoration, the Medal of Honor. With independence won, our nation's westward expansion began. The Army moved in step, guarding settlers as Native Scouts lit the way. Immigrants joined the cause, and the Buffalo Soldiers etched a legacy of grit and honor across the American frontier.
All right, so you saw that, and any of you Jakes, whether if you know that the truth, if you understand, if you had the eye salve to understanding, you shouldn't be involved in this devil's army and military, not at all. Now there's brothers that there's brothers that were in the military. Matter of fact, I know a couple brothers that were in the military that are in the truth. But hey, they didn't know, they didn't have any idea. But if you know the truth, man, you know better. Okay, because this hey, we yet to stay in our captivity anyway. Now. When I read that, the truth that has been so long without fruit, it's all coming out. Everything's coming out. All things are being revealed. This devil is prideful. And Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai hates pride. If you watched any of this, you see Nero standing up there. Man, the pride was oozing. And you go to the comments. I'm so proud of our military and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Man, some of the things that these cats that these guys do in wartime, some of the things, it's crazy, man. You hear the stories and you see the movies, the recreations, whatnot of if you go back to like Vietnam and maybe it's some in World War II and all that. Man, they were doing all kinds of shit, man. They call them dudes gooks. Man, they was cutting off heads, making necklaces out of teeth, doing all kinds of crazy shit. Anyhow, let's go here. Buffalo Soldier, right? Buffalo Soldiers were United States Army regiments composed exclusively of Jakes. We'll just put it that way. Was of Israelites, man. Okay? Yeah, it reminds me of that movie Glory, too. Them niggas. Anyhow, I loves the 54th. Shh. Nigga, please. Slovakia. Formed by the 19th century to serve on America's frontier. Now, you got to remember the treaties, that Esau had made with Northern Kingdom, with the Gadites, all right? And with, with Ephraim, all the 10 tribes, all right? The Northern Kingdom, right? Each and every one of them, they broke. There was one treaty where they said that they weren't going to move west, but what happened? You heard what the announcer said in our quest to move west. I'm not sure if it was in that clip, but our quest to move west across this great country, but it wasn't yours. They covered fields and take them by violence. Matter of fact, Slovakia. Here we go. This is what I wanted, I believe. Close that ad. All right. Army overturns convictions. Now, look. Army overturns convictions of 110 black soldiers, all right, convicted after 1917 Houston riots, all right? So, look, these Buffalo soldiers, I need to go back. Slovakia, I did not prepare correctly. Thought I read something here. 1866, cavalry regiment formed. Let's go back here. Slovakia, give me one moment. Buffalo soldiers were treated wrong is what I typed in. The myth of the Buffalo soldier, Army 110 soldiers wrongfully. Slovakia, give me one moment. I shall return. At the same spot. Ooh, it's a bombshell right here. Because yesterday I did the lesson, bouncing off of Elder Malcolm's video that he did, lesson that he put up. All right, going into how they, how Esau Edom. When I say they, I'm talking about Esau Edom, the devil the Bible speaks of. Worked very hard to separate northern and southern kingdom, saying we're two different people and this and that, blah blah, pitting us against each other, and it worked. Hey, that shit worked perfectly. Matter of fact, it's still working. You can see how it was mainly northern kingdom men. Would you say it verbatim? So-called Mexican men that were voting against. What's her name? Kamala Harris, which she ain't black. Just because, they think she was black or whatever. But you're getting your N-word wake-up call right now. Let's read this. The history of racial segregation of the Buffalo Soldiers. That's what I wanted to go into. Okay? How animosity was deliberately created between Native Americans and Buffalo Soldiers by the U.S. Army. Did you hear that? Deliberately. Because they know exactly who we are. They know that that's the Northern Kingdom. They know that both of us are Israelites. We'll just put it that way. They know that. And they've been knowing this. All right? The Buffalo Soldiers were, I'm just going to read it verbatim. Fuck that, man. The Buffalo Soldiers were Jakes, okay? Were Israelites. Soldiers who served in the U.S. Army after the American Civil War, although the fight against slavery was over. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. Anyway, that's crazy. All right. The soldiers were not promoted to be commissioned officers. See how they are treated? In the Army and were posted to the western frontier in adverse climate conditions with minimal wages. Okay. Same shit, just a different day. And you got used, Jake. Jake, you got used. Okay. That's what they did. They treated them wrong. Just like the soldiers coming back from all those wars, you had the American Homestead Act and all that, all the welfare that was given to Esau Edom, but you Jakes didn't get shit. You got nothing. You see, Houston riot. I don't want to go there. Well, yeah, I might as well. Let me just read that Houston riot of 1917 because all things are coming back. All right, and remember, everybody's back in their lot. Let's go here. A mutiny and riot by 156 soldiers from an all-black 24th Infantry Regiment of the United States Army took place on August 23rd, 1917. Why? Because They're getting their ass kicked by who? The slave patrol, the police. Huh? Same old shit. It's the same shit. Except for this time, they're putting the agent provocateurs up in there to get you stirred up. All right? But if you haven't noticed, for the main part, the Southern Kingdom is sitting back and just watching it happen. Okay? It's a spiritual thing, but I believe Jake is starting to learn, whoa. You know, hey, they're going to have to fight for themselves. You see? But that's another way Esau Edom is pitting Northern and Southern Kingdom against each other. Takes me right here to Psalm 73. I read this a lot. Psalm 73, verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. All right? That pride. What does it say right here? Verse 6. That the looks on their face, the pride on their faces is just dripping off of them. All right? Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain, and violence cover them as a garment. Now, what do you use your military for? War. Violence. That's what it's for. You know, and they say under the band of protecting this great country. No. That's not what it is. It's just a standing army is all it is. It's a standing army to do the bidding of the 1%, the 1% Edomites, or the chicken groovers and the red shields. You know, you already know. You know who it is. You know what it is. And the ultimate goal is what? Ladies and gentlemen, it is the MOTB, the C-hip. That's the end goal. See? And you follow the scriptures, man. And then Yahushua gonna come back in the midst of World War III and tear the shit up. Mainly, i.e., Babylon, completely destroyed. Call law Yahushua, man. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. They are corrupt, speaking wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. You see that? Concerning oppression. So the soldiers that the buffalo soldiers, but they were oppressed too. See? And it's all about the curses, man. You know, Yahushua showed us signs and gave us the scriptures and gave us. He told us what he's going to do to us, and he damn sure did it. Let's go here. James 4 verse 1. For whence come wars and fightings amongst you, and they not hence even of your lust that war is in your members. Verse 2. Ye lust and have not. Ye kill and desire to have, and cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not, because ye are ask not. Slakia. Verse 3. Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss. You see that? That ye may consume it upon your lust. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High Power? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, to Yahweh. That's what it says right there. You an enemy. Okay? And what does scripture say about our enemies? Every one of them shall go into captivity. Right? So again, man, you got to watch now. You know, hey, with this military parade and all these distractions and the trials and, you know, and whatnot, whatever trial it is, or scandal, they're doing something in the background. Okay? They're doing something in the background, and they're trying to seek deep to hide their counsel. All right? So I mentioned this earlier. I meant to pull it up a little bit earlier in this lesson here, but let's go here. Treaties with Indians. You gotta type it in that way, or else it's not gonna come up. You know, with Northern Kingdom, that they would not move westward, right? What does it say? Indian treaties and the Removal Act of 1830. All right, broken treaties. They said they weren't gonna go western, but you heard the announcer in that little clip. What he say? The pride. See, our trip. What was that? Lewis and Clark. Are exploring the West. You made a treaty where you weren't supposed to go there. But the scripture said that you was going to take all this over. All right? So it's been sanctioned by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, your enemies shall be found liars. They covet fields and take them by violence. It's right there. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 39. Okay? Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shall not drink, shall not drink of the wine, neither gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. You see that? All right, and that happened almost exclusively to Northern Kingdom. You know, way before Southern Kingdom came over. All right, thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coast. You see that? But thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thy olives shall cast its fruit. See? Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. This is a part of the curses. This is exactly what happened to Northern and Southern Kingdom. You see? Now, when they were moving west, what were they doing? They were coveting fields, and they were taking them by violence. And even yet to this day, they still do it. Matter of fact, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai setting Egyptian against Egyptian. They talking about taking Canada, Greenland. You see? Micah 2, verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage. Happened to Northern and Southern Kingdom. It's a fact. Okay? $5 Indians, and Spaniards, you got what was that? Damn. Salakia. I just lost my train of thought. You know, I was going to go into the so-called Negro. Let's go here. Talk about a little bit more of that pride, and I'll close out. Obadiah 1 verse 1, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, an ambassador sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small amongst the heathen. Yeah, these nations are absolutely hating the great whore. All right, they hate America. They hate this place. Even its own allies. It's in the scriptures. You know, rumors of wars, right? Iran versus Israel. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. Doom and gloom. That's what's coming. It's a warning. I'm trying to tell you. All right. They are greatly despised. The pride of their heart have deceived you, though that dwells in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And if you go back and watch any of that, you see there's the prize is dripping off of him. The pride. I said prize. Salakia. It's dripping off of him. But the only thing I can figure of watching some of that, this place is through, man. You know, what came to mind is this place is finished. It's done. The water to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Jumping down to verse 10. What does it say? For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And that's exactly the sentiment I got when I was watching that. I was like, man, this place is done. It's through. All right. And these people, i.e. these old regular smuggler Edomites, they're through, man. They're done. They don't have any idea what the hell is getting ready to happen. They don't know. All right. So with that, I'll close out, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hasham Yahweh Shai. And every chance you get, chant this place down. Send up prayers to Yahweh Ba'Hasham Yahweh Shai that he destroy this place quickly. Kwam Yasharallah and Wa Abai Babal. Boom. Shalom.